Alright, so this is what I have so far. And that's just me using a bunch of these weird tools that I made in the previous videos. Okay, start defining this hole to be more flat terra firma type hole. Or coming out of a branch or something. Whoops, too much. Now, the real abstract stuff. That's where I start getting into blends and start getting into my sketch brush a little bit more. But what I'll do is start going in here and playing around with this blend and seeing if I can't pull something away from the body. And now I'm starting to see, yeah, I can. I have now these little spikes that I can start defining. I don't know if you can see this or not, so I'm going to zoom in on it. Even though you should never zoom way in on an object, okay? Or you'll start getting too detailed with things. Remember, this is a really huge document, so they won't see this sketch stuff until they zoom in. But you should always try to develop everything at the same distance. As you refine the piece, that's when you start zooming in. That's when you have to worry about detail. Right now, still concept. What is this creature made out of? Exoskeleton. Okay, I can clean up these forms if I needed to by quickly going in here and adding some of the gray back into it. And this is where I could start stealing color because this is such a subtle shade of gray. The lower the opacity on your texture, kind of sometimes the better. You just want subtle hints of it, so I'll lower the opacity on it sometimes and just put a little bit of touches every once in a while on it to give it some different depth. Alright, so that's how it works. You know, every once in a while I'll kind of dip this in, maybe give it the idea that there's some kind of underbelly. And then I'll use the soft eraser to start cleaning these objects up. So by using the soft eraser, I can make things really fall into the background zone. And with my hard eraser, I can bring things forward just by defining some really sharp edges. If I mess up, just undo. Okay, now what I want you to do, now I'll define what your assignment is in the next video, but try this out first before I give you that assignment. Go to Google and type in bug or something and start looking at what they could be. Maybe you want to do bugs at first, because bugs are pretty easy. They're hard edge, and I don't have to worry too much about failure, because a bug could be as creepy as you want it to be or as non-creepy. Okay, so now I just start concepting this maybe thing coming out of a tree, and then I can go back in and define it if need be, if I overtoppled any of the color. And this is probably where I zoom right in. And then I can start developing these shapes if I need to. Again, don't get hung up on detail too much. Just go in there and make some interesting textures and stuff that go back and forth. Scribble around a little bit. Okay, so before you go on to the next video, definitely, try one of these out. Try a bug, go on the internet, look for a bug, try it, and then go on to the next video where I give you an assignment that's kind of based upon this. And yes, believe it or not, it's going to be about bugs. Alright, so see you in the next video.